Hello and welcome to another edition of Paranormal Activity and Mysterious Stories. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up here. 3 quick videos on some UFOs that were seen the past couple days. This one here is over a Walmart in Oakland, California. Another one guy catches another one in California. And then this one here, the one in South Korea here, is very similar to a video I just made the other day in from San Malipas, California, I think it was. But anyways, that's that. And then let's see, you're going to check out this article about water found on Mars. NASA discovered 3 new lakes on Mars. Also, another article about a Swedish guy, some logger, who has a story about seeing a UFO crash and then spending the last 2 hours of a life with an alien before he passed away. Let's see. Also have an article here about the Black Knight satellite. Now, yeah, I'm of the belief that this is a giant hoax, but we're going to take a look at this. And and just that's going to be the last video. I just brought something up about Nikola Tesla because they said that he had seen the Black Knight satellite. So anyways, let's get into this first one. This is on October 18th in Oakland, California. The guy says, "For the life of me, I could not see any wings on these objects in the sky, but just like the eyewitnesses at first, I thought it was a flock of birds, but it's not. Guys, this is a lot of UFOs moving fast and low over Oakland, California 3 days ago. Something big is going on for so many UFO sightings worldwide to be occurring. UFOs often try to disguise themselves with cloaks, clouds, fog, impersonating planes, and even trying to look like birds. Be warned, sometimes what you see are what aliens want you to see." So according to the MUFON report, a friend and I went to our break at Walmart when we noticed a silver-looking object crossing the sky. The sun was reflecting off of it as it spun. At first, I thought it was a helium balloon because of the colors, but then my friend said it stopped moving. I then went to activate my video recorder on my phone, but then noticed a V-shaped formation of white lights crossing the blue sky. I started recording them instead of the silver thing. The V-shape suddenly changed into a C-shaped as if on command. I knew they were not birds because they were moving too fast, and these things didn't have wing flapping. They also stayed in perfect formation even when changing shape. They looked like tic-tacs or oval shapes. Let's take a look at this here. Oops, let me close that off. Now, remember one thing with those, the Nimitz encounter? Yeah, this guy saying he doesn't see any wings flapping. It's this is not a really good. I think they went by way too quick. But anyways, okay, let's go to this. I'll leave the link. You can check it out. Let's see. Here's that guy catches long, slow UFO over Malipas, California, October 20th, 2020. Let's check this one out here. Let's see. He says, the eyewitness states that at 9:28 a.m., I was walking my dog at Albert Augustine Park in Milpitas, California. I observed a fireball over my head. I started a video on my Android phone. It was traveling south. It looked like my previous case, a disc disguised as a meteorite. All right, let's see what this guy has to show us. Yeah, this is not a meteorite. I think a meteorite usually has more other little particles coming off of it.
Wow. This is an airplane.
Yeah, the guy's saying this is not an airplane.
Probably another spaceship disguised as a meteorite. Go for it. Here for me, huh? Hold on, boy. For away. Boy, that long side.
Yeah, that's all it does. It just moves real slow across the sky, but I'll leave a link. And then here's another one. Like, I just did that other video the other day. No, it was someplace near Palm Springs, I think it was, where it was near the base of a mountain. Let's see, what does this guy say? Eyewitness states, I told him to come to my factory. My friend wanted to meet him, so I recorded a video and sent it to my friend. I recorded on October 11, 2020 at 9:14 a.m. Anyone can communicate with him. It is very common with meditation. I can't say anything more because I don't have evidence. It's useless. All right, let's see what this guy's got to show us. Wow, look at this giant spider here. Where did that spider come from? Let me go back to that. Yeah, look at that. Is that a spider right there? How is that spider there? Yeah, maybe this is a little off topic, but how did this spider get there? Wait. That looks like a spider, right? That was weird. I'm gonna have to check that out later on. But anyways, as far as this thing here goes, look at that. That looks very similar to the Tic Tac video. I mean the Tic Tac that Fravor, or in the U.S. Nimitz encounter, describes. I'm telling you, folks, all of these UFOs, they're not visiting. I think a lot of the when we see similar shapes, like the cigar shapes, yeah, I think the cigar-shaped ones are definitely from a species, another species that shares the planet with us. I think the triangle ones, maybe some of them are, but I think a majority of the triangle are ours. I think they're the TR3B, the Aurora. But let's see. Yeah, and then, there's a few more on here. I think I've already seen this one. But anyways, I'll leave a link to this page. And yeah, you guys want to check those out, you can. Let's see. Here's an article. Water found on Mars in 2020. NASA discovered 3 new lakes. New discovery took place this year related to water on Mars. 28 September 2020. NASA scientists have confirmed they discovered 3 new lakes on Mars. Wow, is this a photo of this? You gotta be kidding me. This is the lake on Mars that they just discovered. It's that big and we just now discovered it. I think they've discovered it for a long time, but they're just not probably releasing it to the public. In our nearby planetary group, the chance of life on Mars other than Earth is being explored because there is a similar environment exist on this planet related to Earth. Researchers have been doing different kinds of observations on Mars for a long time, in which they have uncovered different types of facts. In an ongoing exploration, researchers have discovered water on Mars. Not just that, also there are additionally enormous lakes under desolate land there. So let's explore about all of the facts related to this subject which can change human history. NASA's discovery of water. Scientists at the U.S. Space Agency, NASA, have been successful in finding sources of water on Mars which might be liable for the beginning of life on this planet in the coming times. Researchers have discovered 3 lakes inside the land of Mars. For this is being estimated that human life might be possible on this planet in the coming future, since humans will have the choice of drinking water, and water is the most basic component of human life. What I find is interesting is how even scientists limit their thinking in terms of humans, as if some other type of life form wouldn't be able to adapt, to whatever their living conditions are. I mean, here on planet Earth, we have we have the oceans, we have the surface, then we have the high atmosphere. And in each of those environments, there's life. Even at the lowest parts of the oceans, by those geysers, so the water is super hot, there's high pressure, and there's all kinds of life down there. So I think that should prove that life will exist anywhere in any type of environment. They'll adapt. Everything doesn't have to be in terms of humans. If we can survive, what if there are highly advanced species that have learned to adapt, or have created the ability to exist in different environments that, yes, maybe they wouldn't be able to exist, without their life support systems. I mean, we built life support systems in order to survive in environments where we wouldn't be able to. So why wouldn't it be possible for a civilization with thousands, if not millions of years of technology, that they created thousands or millions of years ago. They had the time to to do all this stuff. They had a head start on us. I don't understand how that wouldn't be possible. But anyways, this is going to be the article. I'll put a link to it. You can check it out. Now let's get to this next one here. Yeah, this one I thought was kind of interesting. Alien flew from Eagle constellation to Earth and died in front of 3 Swedish lumberjacks. In 1955, a Swedish lumberjack encountered the dying alien humanoid who was lying near the crashed cigar-shaped UFO. He was alive for 2 hours and talked with a man in the Swedish language. And again, another thing that I've come to realize is that articles like this, they're not always 100% accurate, and sometimes they tell us things just to throw us off. But anyways, let me get to this. This story came into the limelight when UFO researcher Ed Kamarak started his case on it. The article, Humanoid Dies in Sweden, translated by a man named John Fontaine, was first published in Tim Beckley's UFO Universe, which later stopped its publication. Fontaine claimed to have met the witness during a UFO conference in Charlottenburg, Copenhagen, Sweden. Both shared their knowledge about UFOs, and then the unspecified witness told Fontaine about the most intriguing alien encounter he had in 1955. So this whole story passed through at least 3 persons, and therefore some of its details may be distorted or misunderstood. Nevertheless, it is very interesting, even with distortions taken into account. Yeah, there's definitely distortions. This story has, like I said, this story passed through at least 3 people. 3 different people. So, yeah, I don't think this story is going to be that accurate. But anyways, let's just go with it. The man said it all started in 1955 when he had been working as a lumberjack with his 2 brothers in the town of Västra Norrland on the shores of the Gulf of Bothnia of the Baltic Sea, who supplied cutting trees to a sawmill in Sweden. One July morning at 6 a.m., all of them were busy cutting trees when they heard something big thrashing through the forest, breaking branches and grazing trees. A moment later, they saw an elongated cigar-shaped object the size of a small private jet flying through the trees, knocking off the branches. The lumberjack thought it was a small airplane whose wings had blown off, and it was heading to a river nearby for a crash landing. The 3 men began to chase the UFO, which fell near the river in a 30 to 40 clearing, and then a bright, intense flash illuminated everything around, which, however, was completely silent. The flash was incredibly bright and had such strange properties that over it they could see right through the trees, as if through an X-ray machine. And then the center of the light began to suck everything that was on the ground and could easily be pulled into it. Yeah, that, you know what, if something like that happened, there would definitely be physical evidence. The center light began to suck everything that was on the ground and could be easily pulled into it. All this was lasting for a second, and then everything returned to its normal. They found nothing special, just a few piles of timber scattered on the surface. Then they decided to go back when suddenly one of the brothers shouted, "Here's a dwarf dressed in uniform." When they looked at him, they saw a short humanoid creature. They guessed that the creature probably came from the object that fell into the river. He was about 4 feet tall, and his body was surrounded by a white light halo. The alien was still alive, and one of the brothers touched him. He suddenly woke up and began shouting in Swedish, saying, "Do not touch me, it will only bring you difficulties. Now you know who I am." Fontaine said the witnesses had been surprised by the perfect Swedish dialect of the alien. The 3 men did not get scared and became calm. I think they were pretty calm before they even met this guy, it seemed. The alien humanoid had a good symmetrical physique, fairly broad shoulders and normal features. His skin was yellowish, like an Asian, and his eyes were deep and completely black, without sclera as described by the witness. There were many scratches and bruises on his face and a couple of large wounds on his forehead and chin. Yeah, I don't think this image here is of him because I don't see any wounds or anything like that on his face. The top of his head was slightly downy and his hair almost white. The earlobes were one with the neck and resembled a shark fin. The lips were wrinkled, narrow, and colorless. When he smiled reassuredly, which he did a lot, he revealed a row of small teeth in the upper as well as lower parts of his mouth. The alien knew that they were studying him, and he said to them, "Internally, I am destroyed." Somehow the humanoid made them understand that he was badly injured and that he was already dying. Then he took out a small rectangular object with a slate pencil attached to it. He wrote something on the object and then threw it somewhere in the bushes and told Lumberjacks not to touch it. "Don't touch it. It will tell my fellow men what has happened so that they don't come looking for me." The witness claimed to have a 2-hour conversation with the alien. Suffering from great pain, the dying humanoid spoke to them and said that he had flown from the constellation which we call Ego, and that the Earth had been regularly visited by several cosmic races for many centuries. When only a few minutes were left for the alien, the humanoid asked the people to put his remains in a large bag which he pulled out from his invisible pocket. He said, "When I am dead, the light will disappear from my body, and with the help of the other 2 men, you shall put me in this bag and carry me out to the river where I shall disappear. Then you shall rinse yourself thoroughly in the water so that you don't get ill." The witness said that before dying, he looked at him and suddenly smiled, and then he said words in an incomprehensible language and a few more words in Swedish. "You have come without any wish to and depart against your own wish. Our life is like vapor." Then he said a few more words, probably a prayer to his deity, and died. After he died, the brothers did exactly what he had asked. They put his dead body into the bag and carried him out into the river. The bag smelled like sulfur and burned their hands. They threw the bag into the river and then washed themselves. Why the man decided to tell all this to Fontaine is not known, but he is sure that it was all true and that he could even prove it. According to him, the witness showed him a piece of metal which he found a couple of days later when this creature threw it away. The rectangular object disappeared, but a slate pencil was lying in the grass. He did not give it for research and then did not contact journalists or ufologists, although his story with the artifact could become a real sensation on the pages of newspapers. Wow, that's an interesting story, but yeah, I find it hard to believe. And I don't find it hard to believe. I find it hard to believe it happened exactly as they said. I think, yes, something like this could have happened, but yeah, after going through 3 different people, I'm pretty sure the story was changed significantly. But let's get to this last one. This revealed. Meet the alien Black Knight satellite, the most mysterious alien spotting of all times. Now, I have done a story on the Black Knight satellite, and I've always thought it was a hoax. Now, something like this definitely could be out there, but one of the facts about the stories, or one of the speculations was that this satellite has been orbiting our planet for over 30,000 years. Well, in order to make that claim, someone would have to have been here 30,000 years ago in order to identify that as the Black Knight satellite, and then, write it down in a way that 30,000 years later, our scientists or someone would be able to, put the two together. And I don't think that's ever happened. And another thing is, even it says right here, originally discovered by Nikola Tesla himself back in 1899, a lot of people were skeptical about it, to say the least, until May 14th, 1954 came around. This is when newspapers, St. Louis Post-Dispatch and the San Francisco Examiner both presented the story unedited to the general public. Well, okay, great. It was in a newspaper, but that doesn't mean that it's true, because it says Nikola discovered that in 1899. How did he discover it? Radar didn't come around. I looked it up here. Radar didn't come around until the 19th, they didn't start using it for military until the 1930s. I mean, it was around since the 1880s, but the military didn't start using it until the 1930s. And Nikola Tesla, he died in 1943. So, they're saying that in the discovered it in 1899, using what? How would Nikola Tesla have been able to detect this thing? And then again, if he did detect it, how would he have known that it was specifically the Black Knight satellite? Like, did it have the Black Knight satellite written across its fuselage? And, was he able to read it? Again, and then the people today who say that, that this object here is the object that Nikola Tesla discovered, how do you verify that? How do you verify that this, because I don't see anywhere where Nikola Tesla is saying, hey, how would Nikola Tesla have been able to detect anything flying in our orbit in 1899? That doesn't make any sense. But again, here's another. This is the best video of the Black Knight UFO, which is orbiting our planet. The UFO has been observed many times, and the videos we've already seen are well and good, but this one is the clearest and the one which is closest to it. There's a lot going on in this video, even though it is a short one. It lets us know for sure that people have been near the Black Knight satellite, UFO, or alien spaceship. You decide what you want to call it. The thing is, NASA has taken ownership of knowing about this, as this has to be a NASA video. Okay, so let's take a look at this video here. Okay, yeah, this little, I don't think I can go, yeah, here we go. Let's take a look at this thing. Okay, where does it say Black Knight? I don't see anywhere where it says Black Knight. And wow, what was that thing that just flew behind that thing? Did you see that? Whoa, let's see if I can catch that again. Yeah, this had to have been taken from the space station. Right there. What is that? That looks like a triangle to me. What is going on in this video? Again, yeah, to me, yeah, this thing may be out there. Yeah, you know what? This video here, I mean, you got so much going on. Where did this video come from? Source NASA. And in this art, this thing, they don't say anything about that triangle that flies in the back. I don't know, folks. I'm gonna call hoax on this video. I'll leave it in the link. You can check it out. Someone may have a different opinion. Yeah, people are entitled to their opinion, but that is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.